Hey, I'm Kev Kim. Welcome back to WRC 10 and 50th anniversary mode. This last time out, we began our look at the November update, 50th anniversary mode events as we headed to Argentina and a duel at the top with the Royals, Toyota Celica. But now we move on to the new millennium and 2000 and the Safari Ray, where Richard Burns has a smooth driving style. Richard Burns was driving at the tender age of 11 as part of the under-17 car club. It's no surprise to find him in many different rally competitions from a young age, including a prestigious WRC in the early 90s. In the 2000 season, he and his Subaru Impreza WRC have everything to gain from the demanding Kenyan special stages. And there's a young Burns with Robert Reed alongside him, a formidable pairing with the Subaru Impreza. Welcome to the 48th edition of the Safari Rally. Of course, recently revived in a bit of a different format, a modern format, but it is great to see that we're back in Africa, rallying. As we've got 7.74 kilometers ahead of us, so we've got to beat 4 minutes 20.431. I might be keeping quiet on this stage then. As we've got a bit more horsepower than we had in the Toyota, 315 horsepower, but a bit weightier as well, 1,230 kilograms with a bit more torque. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can be smooth.
4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
It's the same.
Flat right and flat left, 30.
Oh, that's...
Right 6, tightens, 3 out into flat right.
What a shame.
30. Right 6, tightens and left 6, tree in, brake, tightens 3, 30. Right 5, tightens and left 5 short, tree in, 30.
Right, just push. We're just going to keep quiet through this because I'm not very good round it.
Right 6,
I'm just going to
into left 5 short.
I'm going to try and beat the time.
Into right 3 and right 3.
This is nice and clear. And like with the challenge we have with the Toyota in the 90s.
Right 5 into left 5 and right 4. Into left 5, small cut, and right 4, bumpy, keep in, 30, bumpy.
Good job, cut.
Left 6, tightens 4, short, tree in, and left 5, narrows, tree in. Into right 3, short, into left 4, opens. Widens 300 and through water.
That's the free. There's the free. Wide open. Oh, we've gone the opposite way to what I'm used to. That's why I'm like, what the hell? Where's all the corners?
Caution, narrows, hard brake, 80.
No, we've got a bit for chicane, I think.
Left 4 and flat right, 30. Left 4 and left 3 into right 3, opens. And left 6 and caution, jump through water. Ouch!
That's what you get for giving us this car KT racing. This is not the Richard Burns Toyota. It wasn't even the Colin McRae Toyota Subaru. Wasn't even the Colin McRae Subaru either. I don't know what this is.
Left 5, jump at junction, into left 5 long, narrows. And left 2, rock in, into right 3. And right 3 short, into left 3. And left 5 and right 5 into left 4, tightens 30.
Not feeling it time-wise.
Narrows into right 3.
I feel like I've made too many mistakes, but...
And right 3 into left 3 into right 2, don't cut. And hard brake into left 4 into square right, don't cut at junction, 30. Flat left, tightens 6, long.
Well, it seems like it's going to be close. Got a minute
Right
left.
6 long, tightens 5, narrows. Into left 4 long, don't cut. And right 6, tightens, rock in, and right 5, rock in. And left 4, tightens into right 4, cut. Into flat left, into flat right.
Not quite smooth like Burns.
Into left 6, short, 50, and finish.
We can see the finish.
I'm okay, you?
Yes, we are. As he smashed the time he had to beat. As Burns beats Steve Veteran, you are Kanken and his teammate. And did he oil? I said he was in the Seat. This was his only podium in the Seat. And Carlos Sainz and young Peter Solberg in the Fords. And then Toshihiro Arai, the Group N legend in the Subaru as well. I think he was like a part-time driver this season in another Subaru. As 2 years ago, Richard Burns had won the Safari Rally Kenya. It was his first WRC Rally victory. The latest win in Kenya was the first of 4 rounds won during the 2000 season. Ensured Burns was runner-up World Rally Champion. Richard Burns is one of those drivers I did not appreciate, I'll be honest, when he was alive. I did not appreciate how good he was. I was a Colin McRae fan. No, he's one of my favourite drivers of all time. Not just, my favourite rally driver, but in all of motorsport, one of my favourite drivers of all time. And it's maybe the thing that people describe like with Senna and Prost. Like, Senna was this exciting, visual experience. Like, he didn't just drive quick, he nooked quick. And on the other side, he had Prost, who was so smooth. Like Burns, he was the guy who just racked up the points. He's the guy who just got the finishes, the guy who racked up the championships as well. And, he's perhaps a bit underappreciated in that sense, Prost, because Senna was around. And looking back now, long after their careers, you can maybe appreciate Prost a bit more now. And that's what I feel with Burns. I still liked him as a driver, still loved him winning the championship, even though I was pissed off at McRae at the time, I admit. But it was only after, unfortunately, his cancer battle from 2003 to his death in 2005 that it started to really like Burns. Of course, he had a rally game come out as well, which is that was one of the greatest simulators of all time as well, which helped. And it's one of my favourite games of all time, Richard Burns Rally. And I'll probably have to do a video on him. I should have done a video on him this year, but because I've been ill, I wasn't able to do it in time for celebrate 20th anniversary of his title in 2001. And unfortunately, the 16th year anniversary of his death as well on the same day. The same day this update got released, the November update got released, and I could not think of a worse way to celebrate it with, here's this new Subaru Impreza car. It's the same as the 97 version. It's not a new car, KT Racing. You can't give it a new lick of paint and say, oh, it's a new car. No, this is exactly the same as the 97 version. The 97 version as well was, bad enough, but just insulting us by saying you're giving us a new car for 2000. And it's not. Come on. It's cheap. Very cheap. It's a shame we weren't celebrating 2001. I would love to see a Rally GB 2001. Let's just be Richard Burns. Let's just win the title. What a more fitting way to celebrate the anniversary. Instead, you give us one of his finest victories, no doubt, in Kenya 2000, but I would have loved to see a 2001 event. As Burns, he came alive, basically, with leading Subaru. He was a guy who, as you saw, he had odd outings actually with Subaru early in his career. And when McRae actually won his title in 95, he was on the podium in a Subaru. Showing how talented he was. Then he joined Mitsubishi part-time in 96 and 97, but when he was given the full-time keys in 98, was he won in Kenya, and he attracted ProDrive and Subaru to get his services again. And so he led Subaru from 99 to 2001. And, with Yoha Kanken on side him in 2000, he finished runner-up. once again in the championship. I told you he finished runner-up in 1992 Mackinnon. He finished runner-up in 2002 Mark Swanholm's Peugeot. A tight battle as well. I forget how tight it was actually before kind of reading up on this beforehand. But it's just in the middle part of the season. He had retirements in the middle of the season at like Greece, New Zealand and Finland. Well, Swanholm won. And that proved to be the difference in the end. But in 2001, in the championship, which almost nobody wanted to win, it seemed like, he was the only guy left standing in Wales Rally GB. Of course, we know Anton McRae, the infamous Cup. Science was out. Mackinnon knocked himself out early as well. So Burns came through, and the rally was actually won by Gronholm in 2001. He came home behind the Peugeots of Gronholm and Robin Pera to win the crown with a third place finish. And you never guess where he ended up for 2002. It was a big battle. He was fighting a big battle with Subaru to get released from his contract because he was going to Peugeot in 2002 in a match made in not quite heaven, as he didn't get any wins. Even though he was fighting for the crown in 2003 through mega consistency and another four-way draw in it, like heading to Wales Rally GB. With the young guns Peter Solberg and the Subaru, the guy who took over his seat. There's Sebastian Loeb, the guy who become king in the Citroen. The old veteran Carlos Sainz in the Citroen. And of course Burns in Peugeot. But unfortunately never got to see that finale. As on the way to Wales Rally GB with Marco Martin, the Ford driver alongside me, blacked out behind the world wheel. And of course got diagnosed with brain cancer and lost that battle unfortunately a couple of years later. But I do love you, Richard Burns. On the year that he would have turned 50 this year, and he was going to head back to Subaru in 2004 alongside Peter Solberg. Imagine that, the reigning champion in 2003, Peter Solberg, and the other champion for Subaru in the thousands in 2001, Richard Burns. That would have been some lineup in 2004 to battle Sebastian Loeb and Carlos Sainz's Citroens. Battle Marcus Gronholm in the Peugeot as well. To battle Marco Martin in the Ford. That would have been some battle. Such a shame. Such a shame. But I hope you enjoyed some more 50th anniversary modes. We're hopefully bring on a much better car next time, not an insult. And I think we're heading out to Germany for the first time in a while. First proper stage in a while. And 2002 and the rise of the Zara and Sebastian Loeb. But unfortunate, and I will see you next time.